Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. Again, I'll apologize for the peaky mic because the microphones are kind of blowing out on this thing. So keep getting that top end distortion, but I'm back on the snowshoes again. Starting to get sicky, and I got my SOG FX10 dagger with me. It is wolf. A lot of wolves around. There's two for sure. A wolf was killed not too far from here, so by other wolves. So probably getting pretty hungry. I found one wolf kill already. I'm gonna go down this way for the first time this season. My uncle said he made it fairly far down that way. The crust, it's cold enough today that you could almost walk on the crust, but it's just starting to warm up just enough now where the wind is enough to keep you on top of the crust, but where there's no wind, like in the trees like this, it's warm enough to that you start to sink. You know, it's sinking right up to your waist, but you're starting to sink through quite a bit. So I'm going to try to get around this tree somehow, and when I do, upward and onward we go. So it's going to be interesting going this way. Problem with these guys are they're great on level ground, but they're not so great on you know, you gotta watch you don't break them going over stuff like this. If you're walking around with one of these, just keep the blade pointed away from you in case you go down. You don't want to fall on your own knife. Careful, don't break them. Don't break them. They're not so bad. Oh, I think there's another couple of trees up ahead. I can see some of my uncle's previous snowshoe. Oh, what do we got here? We got a wolf track and a saber-toothed bunny track. Oh, looks like we got both. That's a little old track. So I saw two fresh wolf tracks yesterday, day before, whatever. What I'm really looking for is wolf kills. I can hear the ravens shouting all over the place. So even though you might not believe it, but I'm still standing on 3.5–4 feet of snow. As of March 25th. I haven't seen this much snow since I was a kid. Thank God for global warming. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I'm up pretty high actually. That the bunny hopper track and a little fox track here. Again, it looks kind of old. A little bit of everything. Easy. Little track over there, the little fox track, whatever. Gotta get that. It was up into the hardwood hill. My first time going up here in a long time, since I guess November. Last year was the last time I was able to get up here. Considering my house is just over the mountain, this is all the family land or whatever. It gives you an idea just how, you know, how deep the snow is. You just can't do anything. Even with snowshoes, like in powdery snow, snowshoes don't do you any good either. Then you're just lifting all the snow. I can feel the snow sticking to the snowshoes. So it's like, it's starting to melt. Biggest problem is all the floods, all the flooding we're going to get. So if it melts at this rate, we might be okay. If it melts any faster, we'll be swimming. We got a deer trail here. Yeah, this one isn't too bad there, but some of them they're just sunk right down to the belly. That's why the wolves are able to get them so easily. It's just they can't run anywhere, right? If they get off the trails, well, they just sink right down and that's it for them. If they stay on the trails, well, the wolves pick them off on the trails, so to speak. Looks like I have to get this one out of the way for the spring. So far, it doesn't look like I'm gonna have to do too much chainsawing work, except for that tree way back there. That tree back there I'll have to get. I don't have any bushcraft tips for you planned today. Just kind of just wanted to get out of the house. It's actually a nice day though. It's hovering around 0. I don't know what it is with the wind chill. Probably about -5 or something like that. So it's not a bad winter temperature. Problem is we're in spring. Enough with the winter temperatures already. I've had enough. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just gonna keep waddling along here on my snowshoes. One thing when you're snowshoeing, like this is my 3rd time out on the snowshoes. Actually using them quite a bit this year. It's just I can't come back here in the boots and walk on top. Like early in the morning, probably no problem when the crust is nice and hard. And then you can walk around like it's pavement. It's awesome when it's like that. But as soon as it starts to warm up a bit, you sink through. a little too easy. So, but however, when it's just a mild crust like this, or a medium crust, we'll say, snowshoes are effortless. The only thing you got to watch out for is if you hit an icy spot on these things, you'll go sliding. So just be careful. Unless you get the snowshoes like my uncle's, which are the Canadian military style snowshoes, the white ones. They're metal and they got ice grabbers on them. Those things you don't slide. But it is what it is. So, looks like I got to go under this here tree here. Out of my road hovering tree. That's right, he moved for me. So why do I got this? Well, if in the next week or two, probably, depending on how mild it gets, we could see some bears. Because it's about the time that they would normally be out. I think a lot of them are going to die this year. They're just not going to wake up in time. They're either going to get flooded out and drowned in their burrows, or they're going to starve to death. One or the other. It's usually the way it works, because this is a very long winter. Down in the Midwest USA down there, they're all getting flooded out, so it might be some tough farming season coming up ahead for food prices and stuff. But for guys like me, usually what happens up here is like I'm up on the top of a hardwood hill. I'm basically above sea level about 780 feet at the back of the house, and at the top, the very peak of the property here is about 1,100, just about 1,200 feet above sea level. So what happens here is we get all the runoff down the hill, but it runs through the hill, so you usually get like water running down the hill till sometimes even till August if it's a really winter like this, probably till August. So if you have a garden, usually you got a good, the ground stays nice and damp for you for most of the season, which is good. But that said, I'm going to make a weather prediction for the summer. I don't know how hot it's going to get yet, but I think we're going to get some tornadoes like crazy, because I think it's just going to be really dry. That's what the snow's telling me. This is like, okay, yeah, the snow's wet now because it's warming up, but it's been very dry snow this year. So dry snow usually means low rain and very dry weather, usually. It's not an exact science, but if I didn't call this winter 100%, I don't know what I did. I pretty much called this winter dead on. I said lots of snow in places you would never see before, like Hawaii and stuff like that, which is pretty far. That's the other side of the world for me. Like Hawaii would be about 4,000 miles from here, 5,000 miles from here. I don't know what it would. I know Australia is 7,000 miles from here. I'm in the land up over, they're in the land down under, you know. But yeah, so almost to the top of the hill here. Nice to get out. Snowshoes are getting really heavy though. Getting all iced up on the bottom. I'm gonna have to do, once the weather's nicer and I've done using these for the season, I'm gonna have to do another shellacking or varnishing of the snowshoes to preserve them a bit. But always make sure you let your snowshoes dry off the best they can if they're wooden ones, or else they won't. Oh no, there's a stick in the way. So hopefully my voice isn't too peaky. I can see I track another fellow snowshoer up here, which would be my uncle. It's only me and my uncle that come back here in the winter. We're the only two with snowshoes. Yeah, coming through the trees. But otherwise, a really nice day. Really, really, really nice day. Looks different in the winter. I normally don't come up here this time of year, but I mean, when I was trapping, I was, but I don't usually trap this close to the house. About a half mile from the house or something like that. So whatever it is. Whole property's like, well, nobody really knows what it's. Either 150 or 250 acres, but nobody really knows. It's big. It's all family land. My great-great-great-grandfather owned it about 100 years ago or whatever, and he passed it on to his son, who passed it on to his son, which was my grandfather, and then yeah, he passed it on to all the brothers and sisters and the family, my aunts and uncles. Not all of them stayed here, but most of them did. We got a track. What we got here? There's a mess of tracks. And small wolf track there. It's old track, so it's kind of hard to tell what it is, but it looks like a wolf track. Small wolf track. No lynx, no cougars so far, but you do see them from time to time. And got another pesky tree. Try to hold up progress here. These short little guys can just zip right under that. I have to actually crouch down. That's just not fair. But yeah, I guess I'll go with that. I don't want to make the video too long. I don't know how long I've been going on now. Probably too long because I like to ramble and stuff. Rambling while I'm rumbling. Rumbling while I'm rambling. Another deer trail here. Don't see any dead deer on it yet. As soon as the snow goes down about a foot or so more, that's when we'll see all the deer carcasses everywhere. I want to document to see, just to get an idea of how many they killed this year. Now, hopefully, this doesn't look like anything here, but there's probably about 4 feet of water under this. So hopefully I don't go through. There's always a flood right here. Not so bad when it's warm out, but you could get stuck in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can feel it sinking down a bit. Snowshoes don't fail me now. If I just all of a sudden drop and you hear, you'll know what happened to me. Famous last words. I shouldn't laugh about that till I'm on the other side of the hole, eh? Coming up out of the hole. But however, the best topsoil on the property is right here, right on the road. There's a wolf den usually way up there on the very top. A bunch of rocks. There's a wolf den up there. No, still, they move around. Wolf dens don't stay in the same spot forever. So, all right, so I'll go with that. And yeah.